Book building in finance. Determining demand for IPOs, the crucial process. Presentation overview. Book building concept. Book building is a process used in the financial markets to determine the demand for securities. The key purpose of book building is to set the price of an initial public offering or other securities issuance. Role of underwriters. Underwriters play a crucial role in the book building process by assessing market demand for securities and setting the price of the offering based on that demand. Book building process. The book building process typically involves gathering indications of interest from potential investors to determine demand for securities, setting the offering price based on that demand, and allocating securities to investors based on the final price. Understanding book building in finance. What is book building? Book building is a process used by companies to determine the demand for an IPO. It involves generating and recording investor demand, often through roadshows. Role of underwriters. Underwriters play a crucial role in the book building process by managing the book and facilitating the allocation of shares. They are responsible for pricing and distributing shares to investors. Benefits of book building. Book building allows companies to gauge demand for their IPO and set the price accordingly. It helps in preventing underpricing and overpricing of shares. What is book building? Book building is a process that helps investment bankers determine the demand for an IPO by collecting bids from potential investors and creating a book that reflects the demand for shares at different price points. The role of underwriters. Underwriters play a crucial role in the book building process. They manage the book, allocate shares to the investors, and set the IPO price. They also provide support to the company throughout the process. How book building works. Book building process. The book building process is a method of offering shares of a company to the public. It involves several steps, including setting the price range, collecting bids, and allocating shares. Setting the price range. The price range is the minimum and maximum price at which the shares can be sold. It is set by the underwriter and the company issuing the shares. Collecting bids. Bids are offers made by investors to purchase shares at a certain price. Different methods are used to collect bids, including online bidding platforms and phone bidding. Allocating shares. The underwriter allocates shares to investors based on their bids and the price range. The allocation process can be pro rata or discretionary. Methods of book building. Fixed price book building. Fixed price book building is a method of book building that involves setting a specific price for the IPO. This price is predetermined by the issuer or the underwriters and is not subject to change during the book building process. Book building with a price range. Book building with a price range is a method of book building that involves setting a range of prices and allowing investors to bid within that range. Final price is then determined based on the demand for the shares and the bids received from investors. Benefits of book builds. Better pricing. One of the main benefits of using a book build process to raise capital is that it can result in better pricing for the shares being offered. This is because the book build process allows underwriters to gauge demand for the shares and adjust the offering price accordingly. Reduced risk of underpricing. Another advantage of using a book build process is that it can reduce the risk of underpricing the shares being offered. This is because the book build process allows underwriters to gauge demand for the shares and set the offering price accordingly, reducing the risk of setting the price too low. Drawbacks of book builds. Limited transparency. One of the major drawbacks of book builds is the limited transparency they offer to investors. The process of submitting bids and allocating shares is often opaque, making it difficult for investors to fully understand how prices are set and how shares are allocated. Potential conflicts of interest. Another potential drawback of book builds is the presence of the conflicts of interest, particularly when investment banks act as both underwriters and book runners. This can create a situation where the investment bank prioritizes the interests of its own clients over those of other investors. Launching a book build. Identifying potential investors. Identifying potential investors is the first step in launching a book build. Investors can be identified through various channels such as existing relationships, market research, and networking. Developing marketing materials. Developing marketing materials such as teaser documents and prospectus is an important step in launching a book build. These materials should be well designed and informative, highlighting the key features and benefits of the investment opportunity. Setting the issue price. Setting the issue price of the securities is an important step in launching a book build. The issue price should be carefully considered based on market conditions and investor demand. Preparing the book build. The first step in launching a book build is to prepare the necessary documentation, including the prospectus and investment memorandum. The prospectus provides detailed information about the security being offered and the terms of the offering. The investment memorandum provides additional information about the issuer and the investment opportunity. Launching the book build, marketing the offering. Marketing the offering to potential investors is a key step in the book building process. It involves creating awareness about the offering and generating interest among investors. Setting the issue price. Setting the issue price is a critical step in the book building process. It involves determining the price at which the securities will be offered to investors. Conclusion. Determining demand. Book building is a process used by underwriters to determine the demand for an IPO. This process helps investors make informed decisions about participating in an IPO. Key steps for launching a book build. Launching a book build requires careful planning and execution. Companies should start by identifying their funding needs, selecting the right underwriters, and developing a marketing plan to attract investors. They should also be prepared to provide detailed financial information and disclosures. Role in financial markets. Book building plays an important role in the functioning of financial markets. It helps to determine the demand for securities and allocate them to investors. Thank you.